everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to spend a little bit of time out in the garden. We got a lot of the vegetation taken off from when we harvested the pumpkins and the gourds and such, and it took out the rest of the zucchini plants. So today I'm going to hook up the 5-foot tiller to the Mahindra here, and we're going to go do a little tilling on that section and get that prepared for the fall. Probably we'll do another tilling on it once we get the rest of the garden cleared off, but it's going to be a little bit till we cut down those decorative corn stalks and take the tomato plants out. So stick around and we will do a little bit of tilling today. As always, if you guys like the videos, give me the thumbs up on it. I appreciate it. It helps the channel out a lot. If you have any feedback, put it down here in the comments below. I like hearing feedback from all the viewers. And if you aren't subscribed to the channel and part of the YouTube family, hit that red button and that little bell next to it. The little bell tells you when I upload more videos. I'm going to show you how I install my tiller on the back of my tractor using my quick hitch attachment, and then we will go do some tilling and go from there. So before we get started tilling today, something I like to make sure I keep greased up, or as some would say, greased up. I like to make sure we keep these knuckles free moving. This is the the biggest wear part on your unit here is when you're hooking it into your tractor. These knuckles take a lot of stress, especially if you've got the tiller going up at an angle. So if you look, I got my grease gun here with my LockNlube grease fitting. If you guys haven't seen that episode on the channel, I recommend you check it out. It's a pretty neat little attachment for your grease gun, which makes greasing a lot easier. So on the inside of this one, I have to take off the safety chain here. Unhook the safety chain. But on the inside, you'll see there are grease zerks to attach to keep grease inside these knuckles here. I like to do it, every 10 hours of use or so. I think there's probably a duration on this one here. Let's see what it says. Grease every time using. So on this specific tractor, or on this specific tiller, it says to actually grease these every time you use it. Maybe a little excessive, especially if you're only using it for a half hour or hour at a time. But just keep an eye on it. It's something you want to make sure you keep enough lube on, because that's, like I said, it's a very high stress point, and that's where stuff's going to kind of go wrong at. But go ahead and pump some grease in there. Keep all that out of there. Let's fill up nice. Get you guys down in there so you can see it. You can see up in there. The grease there. Pump a bunch of grease in that. And then there's one at each end, so you have knuckles at both ends where this attaches, like I said, up here, and then down here on the end you've got some as well. So you'll see. Go ahead and wipe that off, just to keep the dirt out from going in during into the grease fitting, and you're not pumping more dirt inside of it. I'll put a little bit of grease inside there as well. Lock that on there. There's another thing, this LockNlube does a really good job. I'm really happy with it. I'm glad I purchased it so far. So if you guys don't have one, I recommend you check out that video I made. And if not, there are several others online too. But take a look. It does a really good job, except for when you put the thing into where grease is at. It does a good job keeping it from making a mess there. So now that we've got it greased up, now that we got the tiller all greased up here, we'll go ahead and hook it up to the tractor. I'll show you how I connect the 3-point into the PTO, or sorry, the drive shaft into the PTO, and then how do I hook up the rest of the stuff to the quick hitch. This specific tiller was retrofitted, wasn't retrofitted per se. It is set up to run the quick hitch. Here again, I have made a video on this as well, but on this tiller, well, you'll see it's got some bushings on the top point here where your top link hooks in, and down here where your lift arms go on, they have other bushings as well. So this one is quick hitch compatible. Something you want to look at, otherwise they wouldn't have these bushings on here, and then you just take off this pin and slide it through the cross hole on your lift arm. So let's go ahead and hook the tractor up to the implement, and then we'll start doing some tilling. This side already locked down, but when you're done, you just go across like that. It's kind of loud. You can let it down nicely. I wouldn't do that. But they are spring-loaded hooks on here. So that's how easy it is to hook up to the 3-point itself. Now we will get down in there and we'll get a closer look at putting the PTO in. All right, let's use the GoPro and get up close and personal here. On mine, I actually keep the dust cap on the PTO shaft on the tractor. You don't have to. Actually, a lot of them at the dealer they just take off and throw away. But I like to keep mine on there. It's just another preventative thing for keeping dust out of bearings. Just this little cap and 2 wing nuts. It's pretty easy to take on and off. So I keep using it. But then you'll see underneath there, you'll have the PTO shaft. On a regular basis, you might want to add a little bit of lubrication to that as well, just to make this PTO easier to put on and put off. But on the PTO here itself, there's going to be a little button. This one is on the bottom side. I can rotate it. There's a little button here you can push in, and that's how you physically lock it onto the PTO. So what you got to do, it's pretty obvious, is you just line up the splines. Go ahead and get it on that, sitting on top of the shaft. And then I will go ahead and rotate the tines of the tiller just to kind of get the line up. When I do, I can slide it right on. Keep in mind, if your tiller is on the ground, it is not going to go on very easily. Or I should say, it's not going to rotate very freely. But once you get on there, you push the button in, and you push it past the little groove in the PTO, and you'll hear it lock into place, and it's locked on there. So yeah, if you grease your knuckles enough, you're going to get grease on your hands doing this, but grease is friendly, not a bad thing. It is kind of a tight fit in there. If a person really wanted to be unsafe, you could remove this shield, but I would highly discourage you doing that, because you're removing one of the safety mechanisms that's supposed to protect you in case something does fail, or if you decide to accidentally put your hand down there, it's not going to get caught. All right, so now we've got the safety chain from the shield here connected onto my lower lift arm. Mine has actually little spots here to hook chains onto, so I'm using that. What this does is it allows the cover to rotate, like basically not rotate, while the PTO shaft rotates underneath of it. It's just a safety thing. You can see that on the front, the guy getting twisted in the PTO shaft. It will twist you right up in it. So like I said, this is a safety protector, and all this chain does is keep this shield from rotating it around in a circle. So we've got the PTO shaft connected, everything is greased, and we are connected to the tractor. So everything is good to go. So let's go ahead and go out in the garden, fire it up, and do some tilling. Extremely happy with this tiller so far. The 5-foot tiller works really well with the 26 horsepower engine in this tractor, and I think that says there's 19 PTO horsepower at the back. So let's go do some tilling, and we'll go from there. You'll see I've got the actual pads set in the middle range. I don't need to tilt all the way down. This is just kind of a end of the year till. I may come back once I get the corn out and do it all the way down, so I'm getting the full bite there, but we'll get quite a bit of soil tilled up just in this round.
First off, make sure your RPMs are below 1500. After that, push the clutch in and then engage your PTO by pushing the lever forward. Each tractor may be a little different. Once that's done, slowly release your clutch pedal and the rear PTO will begin to spin. You see the tines on the tiller are moving. After that, go ahead and throttle up the RPMs to your 540. It should be the first mark on your tachometer. When I'm using my tractor with the rear tiller, I prefer to run in 4-wheel drive, so you'll see me engage it. And then I will also set the gearing to low to make sure I have plenty of power to pull us along. High is fine. It's also a speed thing as well for consistency.
about 83 degrees out today. We've had a pretty long, I guess we'd say, drought this year here in eastern Iowa. And we got about 3/10 of an inch of rain last night, so that's why I took the opportunity to do this. You saw how dusty it was, but it's actually looking pretty good. Like I said, for the past year, after taking all the vegetation off, it looks pretty good. Like I said, I'll go all this again when I tear the rest of this corn out, when we ready to decorate, and these pepper plants and tomato plants are finally done. But you know, you look at this soil, it's got a little bit of moisture in it, but it's really good stuff. I mean, it's our first year planting it in this garden, and it's really nice soil here in Iowa. So nice thing, I've been doing to it really. You just gotta get out here and put a little bit of work in it. You'll have some nice crop out of this soil here. But it's held up nice. It's nice and fine. It's good for planting. So I really enjoy spending time outside on the tractor, and I hope you guys enjoy watching as well. This Max has been really good for me, and I'm loving it so far, and it's getting a lot of use. I was expecting to only put, maybe 50 hours a year on it, and I've had it since February, and I've put almost 80 hours on it now. So getting a lot of use out of it. It's been very helpful for the family, and it's been done every task I've asked it to do. It has great lifting power, and like I said, there's plenty of PTO horsepower to run the implements I need to do. So thanks for watching. I appreciate you all tuning in as usual. And if, like I said, any feedback, I'd be appreciative of the channel and what we can do to improve things. So stick around and see what happens here in the future. And as always, thanks for watching. Give me that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share with your friends. And until next time, I'll see ya.